Hey folks, I just thought I'd capture my devkit experiences here. So I've got my devkit sitting over here. One thing I was looking into why shift and pound key ought to make this top left light flash yellow and green, but it isn't. So no matter how many times I do that, this is meant to sort of turn that networking stuff on and off. And a similar related issue is the reset button here. If I try and press it a few times, oops, sorry, where is it here? Sorry, it's hard to capture both. This should reset, but if I press, you'll see 1, 2, 3. On the third one, it worked. One, sorry, I finished that one. Yeah. 1, 2. This time it took 2. Yeah, it usually takes 2 or 3 or 4 hits before that happens. And another thing is, if I go into restore key to get into the freezer menu, because the current suspicion is that it may be due to the MAX10 FPGA. If I press the help key for the mega info, you can see that come up here, and you'll see the mega info has inaccurate MAX10 version information on it. And yeah, so it's all leading, I think all these are symptoms of an old MAX10 bitstream is currently on there, and that talks to the what do you call it, the Artix Xilinx FPGA, which has a newer bitstream and a newer sort of serial protocol between them, and they're misunderstanding each other. So just maybe taking a look inside if I can. It'll probably be hard to capture it. We've got the dip switches on this side here. It's probably hard to see. The 4 dip switches. It's the fourth one is on this side. The first one's on this side, and that second one is the one I think that's meant to be on to say networking stuff is allowed. This for Ethernet FGP. In between them, this is like a dev kit. So there is the MAX10 is this one here. A lot of lines from those switches go to the MAX10. And from there, this serial protocol travels to the Artix Xilinx FPGA here. Okay, so the next challenge is like, how am I going to update this MAX10 bitstream? I think not that many people in the community have done it. I think also there was a user Worsing who had a bit of a difficulty. I think if this chip gets programmed badly, it kind of ruins the conversation of a lot of things like these. Dip switches won't get their information to the Xilinx chip. I think also the keyboard won't get its information to the Xilinx chip. It kind of cuts off a lot of things. I think back then even Paul Gardner's had to make a sort of special startup thing, a flash menu, so that Worsing could try and do things via the joystick port instead, because the keyboard wasn't accessible. I think even that had trouble because the 5 volts also seems to be guarded by this MAX10 chip. So yeah, it seems very delicate, and it's ideal if the MAX10 chip is programmed successfully first go. I think a big part of what I read that was Worsing's issue came about due to, in the back, he had a micro SD card inserted. That seems to interfere with the JTAG stuff for the MAX10 programming. So yeah, they said be sure to take any sort of a micro SD card out before doing this. And also they mentioned I've got the wait, I just get the 2 JTAG adapters needed for this. One I think quite a lot of people have bought already, this TE79003 that people use for their JTAG needs and serial monitor needs, or M65 debug. Maybe the other one isn't so common. I only had this by chance because there was a time in the chip crisis where the other one wasn't so readily available, the TE0790, and Paul made this adapter board that could work with an alternative TEI0004, or is it called Arrow Blaster or something like that, I forget. And yeah, so I got this other one by chance on that occasion, which I think I've got here somewhere. Yeah, here it is here. I've taken that out of my R3A board, and my plan is to insert that one, instead of using it as like a sort of Xilinx JTAG alternative. I'm going to use it instead to program the MAX10. And inside the MAX65 book, there is a section here. I should go back to the section flashing the MAX10 FPGA. If we go down there, yeah, they show the point where that needs to be connected here. And yeah, I can see that. Where is it? The dip switches are there, MAX10 is there, so I believe it's this header up here. It's marked, is it J17, I think, something like that. Okay, so I'll get that underway. I think there's some sort of business of programming a dud Xilinx FPGA bitstream in first, so that that doesn't run properly and makes way for this JTAG adapter for the MAX10 to do its business without being interfered by any core running on the Xilinx chip. So I think that's part of it, sort of jumping between those activities. So we kind of need two JTAG adapters, one here and one here. Okay, I've installed the Quartus stuff, and I managed to get this hardware set up with the Arrow Blaster selected in here. That side seemed okay. I grabbed all the POF files I could from the file host. I've got a few here for earlier ones, like I think they said the version 1 was the initial one, then there was one for the 0.95 release, and Gardner's had his newer one, so I picked the that initial version. I picked that POF file there. Oh, it's picked 2 now. How do I delete this stuff? Yeah, I did it. Then I clicked on this just to verify step. I didn't want to program, I just wanted to verify. But when I click start, all it reports is failed up the top here. I don't know, maybe it's got something to do with needing to turn off the Xilinx FPGA by corrupting. Okay, I'm taking a different approach this time. I'll lid on steps on the file host. He had this article on his steps for programming the MAX10. And step 4, I know you offered the Max Flash core as an alternative to step 4, which didn't work for me because Mega Flash is too smart. But he mentioned using the M65 tool here to push a bitstream, get the ambulance lights showing, and then he mentions the reset button when this is midway. But I heard alternate ideas like from Paul, maybe Control C is good enough these days, and I think I had some luck with that. So I had I was going to push the bitstream with the M65 -B bitstream, any old bitstream. Once I get this started, I'll press enter. The screen should go black, and when it does, the ambulance lights will kick in. Yeah, they do. But it programs it too fast. So yeah, it programs it too fast. So I have to do a Control C while those ambulance lights are on for so I'll do that again. I'll run it again here, enter there. It'll switch off here. I'll quickly do my ambulance Control C while the ambulance lights are on. So I did my Control C there. Oops. Yeah, I did my Control C there. And now the system is just stuck in ambulance lights the whole way. Then when I jump into Quartus here, it's a little different to last time. I'll have my file. I'll might use the Gardner's new one. Sorry, I'll still use the 1.1. I was trying to compare these POF files. So this is the initial version on the file host, and I'll just click verify for that, and I click start. Yeah, I was happy this progress bar got to about 41%, so failed, so that's an improvement for me. So next step though is I'll try and actually program the newer one. So I'll delete this one, I'll click delete here, and then I'll add a file. I won't use the 1.1 version from the file host. I'll use the 1.1 version, even though I know Gardner's posted a newer one on Discord in a past post. I won't use that one right now. I'll use the 1.1 version. This was for batch 2 machines on the 0.95 release. So if I pick that one, if I click on verify, Oh no, actually no, sorry, not verifying. This time I'm programming. Is it? Oops, sorry. Right click. Let's do program and fingers crossed. Start that. Oh, this is looking promising. Oh, I got to the end. That's good news. Okay. And then I think the last step for Ludon was power cycle, was it? Quarters, yeah, flash, release power cycle, Mega 65. Okay, let's do that. Alright, turn off, turn it on. Alright, so things to check. Okay, well, at least it's powering on, that's good. Can the keyboard's working? Yes, that's good news. How's the reset button? Oh, it works first go, that's good. I push reset button. Let me try again. Push the reset button again. Ah, lovely, it always works first go now. So the other problem was the shift pound. Let's try that. Let's go out here. Let's try shift and pound. Oh, look at that. Yes, the network thingy is flicking. So that's good news as well. Let's jump into the freezer menu. Let's press the help button here to get the freezer going, the mega info. And the MAX10 version is showing up with a proper value now. Okay, so yeah, that's good news. Maybe one final check I can do is I had my what do you call it, my USB to Ethernet connection going to my dev kit, so maybe I can finally give that a try. I'll plug that in. Let's just plug something out. I'll plug both of these out, should be okay. I'll plug that in, and if this works, that'd be great. Oh, it's upside down. Yep. Okay, it's in. So now, if we go back here, right, let's go Mega 65, Mega 65 FTP, and then -E, and fingers crossed. Oh, yes, and here we go, finally, the Ethernet Mega 65 FTP working on the dev kit. Maybe I can put something there as a test. What did I have in this drive? So, oh, so it's hard to do this. Local directory was core. Local directory has all this stuff. Alright, what if I put the Stargate core? Okay, put star. Oh no, let's CD into that core folder. That seems to be the polite way to do things these days. And then put Stargate.core. How big was this core? It's about 3.5 megabytes. Let's see how fast it goes. Nice and fast. This is chugging along here as well. Good. Looks like it's working. Nice. Awesome. Okay, everything's working now. Good news. Nice to end there.